G'day guys, part 2 of my instructional lesson for English lesson 2, 21st of April. Yeah, cut out. I was a little bit lengthy on the last one. This one will be short. We've just got a little bit longer to go, so that's the first part, and then the second part will go under that. So remember to make sure you've opened the comparing the advertisements. That looks like this. That should be up for you guys if you haven't got it up, and then obviously your lesson. I'll go back. Your English lesson is just there. So when you click on that, this is what we're up to at the moment. So we're up to this part here, adapting an advertisement in our English lesson 2. We moved on from this part up here, all the textual features. And then when you open this sheet, you would have opened it up. So I'll open it up for you guys now. Cutout activity. And this is what comes up. So you're just cutting them all out and creating your own advertisement. So you might decide to have the image somewhere else. You might decide to make the image small and or large, depending on how much you want it to stand out and the company, small, medium or large. So it's all about you experimenting with the advertisements and seeing what effect happens when you enlarge the logo. As you can see here, there's 2 logos you can cut out for the Great Green Gifts, as well as your headline is really big, medium and small. So have some fun with it, cut it out, and send to your teacher the advertisement that you think is the most appealing, that sells the product, the Great Green Gifts, as well as the advertisement too. Yeah, so anyway, let's get back to where we were. So once you've done that cutout activity, just answer these questions here. So when you make one particular feature the largest feature on the page, like we saw before with the cutout activity. So if you're making the company the biggest part of your advertisement, what happens to your advertisement? That's what it's asking. What happens when you make your image the biggest part of your advertisement? So you're just deciding which textual feature. So remember, textual feature are the features of the advertisement. So your image, your logo, your company name, your sub-headline, your copy text, all those are textual features. All right. So if I go back to lesson, just answer that there in your neatest handwriting or typing it out. Remember to use capital, guys, and ending it in a full stop. And then that's it. You're done. Make sure you read these last 3 questions. And there's a hot tip as well for you, and Telly's top tips for the days, and that will be it. And then you've got some spelling and reading to do after that. So once you complete the lesson, send it through to your teacher, and send through also all the things that you've completed there. So once you go back, just reminding you guys how easy it is. So when you've got this here, you've got that option of printing it just here. So when you print it and cut it out, that's all you got to do is press print and download if you want to save it to USB, and if you've got to change computers or whatever, you just download it there. So yeah, and let's go back. So that's English Tuesday, 21st of April. So it was a pretty big one today, guys. We started with our multimodal advertisement booklet video. Whoa, what's this guy doing? There we go. And opening that and completing our first page. That was our first thing we did. Then our second thing we did was watch Mr. Gatwood's lesson 2 part 1, which walked you through the English lesson, most of it anyway, and which you also needed to compare the advertisements, which was there. And then this is part 2 of lesson 2 that you're watching, and this part you completed your cutout activity. So once you've completed all that, send it through to your teacher and just ask yourself whether you were successful today. Can you compare the text features in both advertisements? Remember, text features are the headline, the sub-headline, the logo, the copy text, the image, the textual features of an advertisement, and were you able to explain how text features are used to change the meaning of an advertisement? So that cutout activity was a perfect example of that. That if you make the image large, the reader who's reading your advertisement looks at the image and goes, "Oh wow, I like Great Green Gifts and how it's presented there," compared to the image being, very small. They might not like the advertisement, which means they're not going to buy the product. So deciding on which text features are bigger and smaller has a big part to play when designing your advertisement. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed learning about text features today. Make sure you watch this video if you haven't. That explains a little bit more about text features in advertisement. And that's it from me. I'll leave you guys to it. See you tomorrow for lesson 3 for English. See ya.